Well, welcome back, everyone. It is Sunday, November 23rd in the NBA. My five favorite plays are on the way. As always, my name is Austin. Thank you for tuning in. Yesterday, we delivered a fourth straight winning day. Well, I wanted the sweep, but we could not get it. But Jalen Brunson delivered. He's a COS Hall of Famer. That's what he does. Derek Queen, shout out him. We took a ladder on his PRAs, 30 and 35. He did not get to the 35, ended with 32, but did win us back about a half unit based on those plays and the value there. Then our VIP play was the only play that lost. You hate to see it. Still, VIP plays only posted in the Dub Club. 12 and 7, up 3 units so far in the season. Pretty dang good. Let's keep the line moving. Like I said, 4 straight winning days. Looking for a 5th straight today. Now, I want to be honest with you guys. Let me level with you. I got about not a lot of sleep last night. I felt like I was getting woken up to change a diaper every 30 seconds. And so I woke up today and chose violence. In this video, you will have a card unlike any other that I have posted in a video. Every single pick I have is an under. Now, I know there's people that are like, I just clicked off the video. I ain't betting an under. I don't want to watch the games. Now, there's some of you out there that are like, unders. I love unders. And you probably should get checked out by a mental therapist. But I do like the card today, and I really feel like Sundays are a good day to bet unders. I guess we'll find out today. But again, Sunday NBA games always feel a little bit weird. And heck, if you don't want to watch the games, you have NFL to watch. And I've already posted some NFL videos. So go tap into those. As always, I appreciate for tuning in on a Sunday. At the end of the video, I will have an Underdog slip. Underdog, one of the best daily fantasy apps out there. If you haven't signed up for whatever reason, now's the time to do it. Use code COS to give you all you got to do is play 5, and you get $100 in bonus funds. Take advantage. They're always giving out profit boosts and stuff like that. I love Underdog. Again, here are all the states Underdog's available in. If it's in your state, you should sign up. As always, like I said, we have a Dub Club exclusive play every single day. I'll talk about that in a second. But in addition to the Dub Club exclusive play today, there's a bunch of other plays for the NFL. This is the full card for the NFL. So even if you don't bet it, we've been crushing the NFL over there. The Dub Club exclusive plays are crushing it. Again, we got 4 plays there exclusive to the Dub Club only for the NFL. Again, you can join if you want. 50% off link down below. Let's lock in. Let's talk about some unders. First one. Franz Wagner, under 26.5 points, minus 123 on DraftKings. Now, if you watched yesterday's video, I talked about how I liked Franz's over. And man, I wish I took it as he faced the Knicks, who are down, obviously, OG and Anunoby, not their best defense right now. And he had a big day. He almost hit that over in the first half, had scored 37 points. Well, now he gets to hop on a flight and get to Boston as him and the Magic taking on the Celtics. Now, the Celtics have already seen Franz a few times this season. And in those 2 games, he went over once, under in the other game. But you look at him, 27 and 20 points. He attempted 7 and 10 free throw attempts. Now, my hope is the third time seeing Franz, you're a little bit more comfortable with what he's trying to do and the moves that he plays. I mean, heck, you see in the playoffs all the time when you face a guy over and over again, you kind of get used to their tendencies. But Boston's defense is much different this year than it was in years past. Now, I would usually use props madness right now. I'll just stick to talking to you guys. But again, Boston's defense in years past, it was, all right, we're going to stay home on the shooters, and we're going to force your number one guy to beat us one-on-one. This year, they're a little bit different. They're not opposed to double teaming guys. In fact, they allow the second fewest points per game in the paint. So again, a very good team at limiting paint points. And I wouldn't be shocked if double teams are thrown Franz's way. And Franz scores 66% of his points in the paint. So again, he's not a great 3-point shooter. He's mostly driving, either getting to the free throw line or scoring in that mid-range area where the Celtics have been really good defensively. And again, if you look at this team, sure, you could say, Austin, Paolo Banchero is out. More usage is going to go Franz's way. And I agree with you, but also more attention's going his way. With Banchero out on the court, Banchero can set him up for some much easier looks. They're not double teaming Franz as often. Now it's really just Franz and Desmond Bane and then some other guys. Jalen Suggs might not even play today. So again, with no Jalen Suggs, their 3-point shooting is terrible for the Magic. They can't make shots to save their lives. In fact, Jalen Suggs sometimes is inconsistent, especially on the road. You're throwing in a guy like Anthony Black into the lineup. Heck, they'll live with them beating them. Wendell Carter Jr. will live with him beating them. I just think it's a tough spot back-to-back on the road. Plenty of outs here for an under here for Franz. We'll fade him. Next play, we're fading the center. Let's talk all about Mark Williams of the Phoenix Suns, under 13.5 points. Now, I honestly don't mind this at 12.5. Mark Williams, not really a guy that shoots threes. If he makes a 3 tonight, I'll record tomorrow shirtless because he hasn't attempted, I think, a single one this season. But I do like, so again, he's normally finishing on like a an even number. So 12, 14 points. I don't mind fading him there for 1 unit. Him and the Suns are playing at home, and they're taking on the Spurs. Now, the Spurs we know are down Wembanyama, down Castle, but this is still a team whose defensive identity has remained the same, and that's kind of why they went out and got Luke Cornett. Now, if you have no idea who Luke Cornett is, he obviously was a backup for the Celtics. He's a big body, 7'1", 250. It's not like he's going out there and guarding, switching on to guards. It's not going to happen. They will live with the Spurs identity, even without Wembanyama, is we want to force you guys into the mid-range. We're going to pack the paint if you drive, force you into the mid-range, and we'll even leave open some shooters to knock down some threes. Well, we know the Suns are littered with shooters. Royce O'Neal, Grayson Allen's out today, but Gillespie, Ryan Dunn, they're going to live with those guys beating them. However, I don't see Mark Williams getting a ton of open looks, especially down low. He is over in 2 straight. But again, I feel like those matchups were a little bit easier against Portland and sure against Rudy Gobert. But again, different defensive identity for those teams than it is here. Mark Williams is a guy that can get into foul trouble. I've seen it happen plenty of times. And like I said, we've seen Cornett do a pretty good job since Wemby's been out and since he's been starting. In the 3 games he has started, the opposing centers have scored 17 for Domantas Sabonis. Zach Edey only scored 8, which I honestly think Edey and Mark Williams, very similar players. Porzingis scored 16 and Onyeka Okongwu scored 15. Now I know you're like, Austin, you just listed off 4 guys. 3 of them scored 15 or more, hitting this over. I get that. But again, you have to look at how those guys scored. Kristaps made 2 threes. Onyeka made 3 threes. Sabonis shot 14 times. Those guys all get a lot more minutes and a lot more usage than a guy like Mark Williams, who needs to be spoon-fed the ball. It's not like they're giving it to him and saying, hey, go to work, big fella. He has to get spoon-fed the ball. He's attempted 12 shots only once this month, and he's attempted only double digits only once this month. So again, he has to be ultra efficient in his shots. I don't know if it's coming here against a team as good as the Spurs at packing the paint. They've been really good. If you look at Props Bandits, I'm not going to pull it up. All of his scoring tendencies are in bright red because they're really bad. I'll fade him. Give me the fade. The next one, if there is an under for me to have a hard time convincing you to do, it is on this guy. Let's talk all about Tyrese Maxey, under 32.5 points. Here come the people. No, you can't take an under on Maxey. He's the GOAT. I understand Maxey's been really good this season, but again, this is not it's not easy to score 33 points. If it was, we just would hammer the over. And now if all these lines move by 1, I'm cool with that at 31.5. Heck, 30.5 is a little bit tight for Maxey. He has ended with 31 points, I believe, twice this season. But again, if you talk about Maxey, you have to talk about his most recent game and how good he has been this season. Let's pump it up a little bit because he's been really good. He's averaging 33 points per game. He's still under this line, though, in 8 of 15 and under in 7 of his last 11. So again, we know no Joel Embiid, but Paul George is back. Quentin Grimes. We'll see if Edgecombe plays. Again, they're going to face Miami. Now, I know what you're saying. Miami, this team is the fastest pace in the NBA, and they are. But just because they're fastest playing team does not mean they're trash at defense. That is the Bulls that you are seeking. That team plays fast and plays no defense. The Heat are not that. They try defensively. And if you don't believe me, just look at their numbers. They are the 4th best defensive rated team. Now, yes, they're playing fast, so there's more possessions, maybe more shots. But again, a very good defensive team. And they have good defenders out there to defend Maxey. Now, I know easier said than done, but Davion Mitchell probably suits up against Maxey. Davion Mitchell, a really good defensive guard. Don't believe me? Just go and watch this game. The Heat ranked 10th defensively versus the pick and roll ball handler. Again, one of the top methods of scoring for Maxey. And the Heat, while they do allow a lot of pull-up 3-point attempts, they are also allowing just a 27% field goal percentage on those attempts, 4th lowest in basketball. Look, I think they'd live with some other guys beating them here. We've seen not a lot of guys hit this number against the Heat. They are 22nd against spot up. So again, if you're looking for spot up shooters, maybe those guys get going. But I just think it's a tough spot here. Only 5 players have hit this line against Philly or against Miami this season. All 5 of them have shot above 50%. So you got to shoot well. 3 of the 5, especially the guards that did it, like Landry Shamet and Jalen Brunson, they made 5 or more threes. Again, him making 5 threes is not easy. You need the shots to be falling. If they're not falling, he's not getting there. And again, he's coming off a game he just dropped 54 points. Now you're like, Austin, you just dropped 54. Why the hell are we fading him? Again, if you're scoring 54, which should require overtime, my anticipation is like, hey, teammates, thank you so much for letting me go out there and drop a 50 piece. I know I was cooking, but you guys had to sacrifice. And they did. He shot 30 times and like 14 or 15 free throw attempts. So they sacrificed a little bit for him to go out there and just keep cooking. And heck, I don't blame him. He was on fire. Now I would expect Maxey maybe to be a little bit more defer a little bit of his shots. Like, hey, teammates, thanks for letting me go out there and drop a 50 piece. Here, I'm going to get you guys the good looks, and they're going to get some good looks spot up wise against the Heat. I like fading Maxey today. Crazy. I love him. Love the guy. But I'm fading him. My next play is my Dub Club exclusive play. What? It's an under and threes. If you recall, last year, unders and threes were by far my best market in basketball. They've been pretty good to us this season. I need to go through all my unders and categorize them, but been pretty good. It's an under and threes. There you go. Dub Club exclusive. I think it was minus 110. So it's not like it was like minus 170 under and threes. It's like a minus 110 one. So again, you can join 50% off, link in the bio. Again, like I said, here are all the other perks for joining. There's a bunch of them, so you should join if you want to. Exclusive props. We do a daily one in the NBA, and we do NFL ones pretty frequently, at least 2 or 3 a week. Research tools, access to the Discord to sweat out things, early access to the ladder, you name it, 50% off. Like I said, here's the Dub Club exclusive VIP NFL card. So this is not obviously all I have for the NFL or NBA, but a lot of them for the NFL. Make sure you tapped in there. My fifth play today, I would argue, might be my favorite under. Let's fade this guy. Avdija, under 24.5 points, minus 115 on BetMGM, a 1-unit play. Now, him and the Blazers are on the road taking on OKC. Now, Denny will see an increased usage rate here because, well, they're down some guys. Drew Holiday's out, Shade and Sharp's out. However, with that, those guys out, there's going to be some bums on the court for the Blazers, and he will face the OKC Thunder. Now, if you know the Blazers and you've been watching the season, or maybe you're like, oh, or maybe you know the OKC Thunder are, 16-1? What's the one team they lost to? The Portland Trailblazers. They lost at Portland. You don't think that, I know on a Sunday, the Thunder have been blowing out teams. You don't think that 16-1, they really feel like they could be undefeated? You don't think a team like the Blazers, shorthanded, that they're now shorthanded, you might be like, they might overlook them. I don't know. I think they want to get their lick back. This is the only team that beat them this season. There's probably going to be a little bit of animosity here. Maybe not, pushing and shoving, but again, they're not going to take them lightly, especially against a team that's shorthanded as the Blazers. They want to go out there and smoke them. I mean, heck, get SGA another fourth quarter where he doesn't play. And again, in that contest where Avdija and the Blazers just beat the Thunder, Avdija did hit the over. He scored 26 points. Did not shoot the ball well. 5 for 17. But what happened? He had 16 free throw attempts. I mean, tip the cap if he gets the line 16 times tonight. The Thunder are a team that actually ranks 6th defensively versus free throws. So they've been pretty good there, and also second best in transition, the 2 top methods of scoring for Denny Avdija besides spot-up shooting. Now, spot-up shooting is a way you can attack the Thunder. However, as we talked about a guy like Lauri Markkanen, where we just faded him against the Thunder, if the Thunder are going to leave guys open for spot-up opportunities, do you think it's their best player that's active, Denny Avdija? Heck no, it's going to be a guys like Donovan Clingan. We're going to leave those other guys coming off the bench, Tumani Kamara. We leave those guys open, not Denny Avdija. So again, Denny, while he will get an increased the ball in his hands more, if he tries to drive, I'd be shocked that double teams are not coming his way. He probably gets Lou Dort here on him as well. I think this is a really tough spot. Avdija scores 57% of his points in the paint, where the Thunder allow the fewest points per game. So again, Avdija, while yes, he will see more increased usage, it's going to be bad shots, and this game could be a blowout. They're 15.5-point dogs, and once you look at the schedule, the Blazers, they play again tomorrow. So again, if they get down by 20 points in this game, they could pull the plug early. Not Chauncey Billups pulling the plug, Tiago Splitter. But again, it would not shock me if they're down by 20 plus going in the fourth. It's like, Denny, we want to save you for tomorrow against the Bucks. The Bucks are down Giannis. We feel like we can win that game. Coming back down 20 against the defending champs doesn't feel too likely in their own palace. I like fading Denny Avdija here. So that is the card. Let's end with our Underdog slip. A reminder, Underdog Fantasy, you guys know we love them. Code COS, play $5, get $100 in bonus funds. If it's in your state, lock in, use it. All right, here's my Underdog card. You'll see it has some plays here. Now, cool thing about Underdog, as you'll see a couple of these lines are a little bit different, is you can raise lines. So maybe you like Tyrese Maxey less than 31.5 points. Maybe like, that might be sharp. Let's raise them up to 34.5. Same thing with Franz Wagner. Something you really can't do, especially for unders on an app like PrizePicks or really any other place, taking some unders here. So I raised a couple of them. I love Mark and Denny if the regular lines. Tyrese and Franz obviously have super high lines, which I always feel like are pretty sharp. So getting a couple extra points there, I'll certainly take a shot there. And I think this one's back. All unders, doesn't include my obviously VIP play. If you want that extra one, it is there. Thank you for tuning in on a Sunday under edition. Hey, if it goes well today and we will have another winning day, don't be surprised if next Sunday I'm back again choosing violence. I just love all these plays. I looked at some overs. If you're like, Austin, you're a psychopath. I don't disagree with you, man. I'm running on negative sleep. Some overs I looked at. I looked at LeBron James, or just for the people that are 14 minutes in. Here's a couple of overs I looked at. LeBron over an assist, 6.5 juiced. on the road, I don't love taking an over on assist on the road. Overs and assists just don't pay. I learned that yesterday with Jokic. Second one I looked at taking, where is he? I'm trying to find his name. Jalen Johnson. I think he has a pretty good game today. Points and assists. Those are two. You want another under? James Harden under 24.5 points. I'd wait to make sure Kawhi plays. I'd fade him and on a back-to-back after scoring 55. Heck yeah, count me in there. That felt like one that should be on the card. Really, those were my only ones that I really looked at. So either way, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, some NFL videos are popping up on the screen. Go check those out. If you want to join the Dub Club, you can. 50% off link down below. Get on in there. We're winning. We're cooking the Bucks. And look, you won't find a lot of people out there that are transparent, recapping every single day. So if you value that, you're like, all right, this guy, even if he had a losing day, he at least is going to recap it. Well, that's what you find. You find that in these videos. You find it for the Dub Club exclusive plays. We recap every single thing we post. So again, join if you want to. 50% off your first month. It's like $7.70 after tax. Get on in there. Again, I'm out of here. Sorry for the unders. Not really that sorry. Unders are key. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great Sunday. See you on Monday. Peace. If we sweep the board, I might never take an over again. See you later.